is Marsha Ambrosius, and you're checking out YourMusicMyWorld.com.
You can call me crazy, and I'm demanding. I'm out of my head in this bed without you. I can't go on without you.
Tell us a little bit about this new album that you're working on.
The new album, it's been a year in the making, a year for me, because I'm really still touring and doing stuff from late nights and early mornings. Like, my schedule hasn't been able to slow up enough for me to really sit down and get an album together. But through my travels, I just happen to still rock out with Dre and Vidal from Philly, who have done everything since, early Flowetry days with Butterflies and Say Yes. And then I get to L.A. and get to work with the interns and come back to Philly, work with Pub and Oak. Before I knew it, I had like 20 to 25 songs that I was thinking about doing another album. But I was going to take a break. But not a break because, I wanted a break, but I needed one. I'm getting old. I just felt like I can't do this to people who want music, so that's why, I gave away hors d'oeuvres and, a bunch of other mixtape stuff and wrote for a bunch of other people, and I was like, okay, so this train is not going to stop, and let me really sit down and concentrate on what I wanted to do. So initially, my whole thought was always, what happens the morning after a late night and early morning? Like, who do you wake up with? Or who are you mad that you didn't wake up with? Or who am I making breakfast for, and do I even remember his name? I was like, how do I put all of these emotions into one album? So it became an extension of what is the first album. So now I'm kind of just, rocking out. And it came together, so I can't wait for you to get it at the end of the year.
So you just released your new single with Neo. Without You.
Yes, the first single from the album, Without You. Yes.
Yes, and I must say I'm loving it.
Thank you.
How was it like working with Neo and Stacey Barth and putting this whole song together?
Well, the song came about through Stacey Barth, who we've been working on other projects together, and her and Mark Pitts gave her the track and said, what, Marsha would probably love this. You should send it to her and see what she thinks. So she did, and I heard the track, and I was like, I absolutely love this. Let's see when we can get together. So I just got back to Philly from L.A. She was still in L.A. She was like, forget it. Let's just FaceTime. So we were FaceTiming on the phone, listening to the track, and just singing melodies and going over ideas. And the song just kind of started to form itself. I was like, it sounds very melancholy. It sounds like I'm longing for something. And immediately the word Without You came to mind. I think I had the melody, and I was just, I was like, I just hear the Without You, and that's it as far as lyrics. And then we sketched it out, sent it back to my label. They were feeling it, management were feeling it, and before I knew it, I heard that Neo wanted to get on it. And I was like, sure, why not? It's a party, let's go. So I flew down to Miami, did his verses and the bridge and everything, and it was, here it is. It's out and available already. It's an amazing feeling.
Yes. Well, how has, since releasing it, and the fans been perceiving it very well, how do you, take all that in, and, how does it feel?
It's always, I don't know, for me, I get excited over anything. I'm a really simple person. It's just exciting to have own perspectives in this thing, and when I'm behind something 100%, the feeling is completely rewarded if one person likes it. Or if one person hates it, at least you're making a mark on something. You're making a mark for someone to have to comment on it, whether they felt it or not. I'm in a position where I can be heard, and I'll never take that part for granted.
Okay. So besides Neo and Stacey Barth, who else have you worked with and co-written on this new album with?
Sterling Sims, who myself and him, we wrote Far Away together. He's on the album featured co-writing, and that's it, really. I think that was it. Stacey Barth and Sterling as far as writers go. Yeah.
So we know your last album, it didn't have any guest features. Will it be any more on this one besides Neo?
Absolutely. So So I think that's why I kind of wanted to. I'm glad that this was the first single from the album, just to show that I do kind of collaborate with people that I have always adored. I mean, me and Neo, we almost wrote Superstar for Floetry together down in Miami with Scott Storch. So we've been bumping heads as far as creating for a while now. So it was nice to get him for the first one. I got something with Charlie Wilson on it. I have something with Jill Scott, and a possible collaboration with Dr. Dre and myself is in the works. So I'm very, very excited.
Okay. I would love to hear the one with you and Jill Scott, two Philly girls working
yes,
together.
Yes, it's amazing. She's my fairy godmother, I swear.
Okay.
But she's not old to be my fairy godmother, but she's definitely that type of person for me. I love her and adore her.
So explain the album title, Friends and Lovers.
Friends and Lovers was an initial album title I was playing with. There is an additional title to it, and I did so just because of where the album lay conceptually. Now, after a late night, I possibly met a friend and woke up the next early morning and they became a lover. So I really wanted an album that played off of the meetings and interactions that I had with people through the music I'd already created, like what kind of dude made me write Say Yes, or who gave me butterflies, or who was it getting late for, or who did I want to say hey you or hello to, through and through to wanting to be with someone, or I'm chasing clouds, or I'm losing myself. There were so many titles that I'd written and worked on throughout the years that had resulted in real relationships, one of which was a dear friend who I fell head over heels for and got my heart broken in the process. And me and him, we don't really talk anymore. And that was definitely a creative emotion that I kept throughout the album. So everything and every melody and every notion rang true just because of it. So the title came about because some people ain't meant to be friends, and you're not supposed to love everybody.
So right now in R&B, like, who are you influenced by? Like, who, like, gets your juices flowing and just want to go in the lab and create music?
I've always had the same. It's been my top three. It's always been Michael, Stevie, and Prince, no particular order. But I'm a fan of music, period. Just the fact that I get to do what I love and what I've been inspired by. Whether I'm going to end up being a musician, an artist, anyway, music would have moved me and motivated me in whatever field I was going to venture out into. But I get inspired by Family Guy, like the music, the scores, Walter Murphy, absolute genius. I'm a film fanatic, and I love movie scores. Like, I sat in my house in the dark and watched Inception 4 times back to back just to hear the music. I wasn't even watching the movie. I just wanted ambience in the back. And, I'm a weirdo like that. So, yeah, if it's not Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie, I'll extend it out to, the rest of the world. I just love music.
Okay. So how do you feel that your new album that you're working on right now will be different from Late Nights and Early Mornings?
I think that the difference with it is that I've learned through possible mistakes and just scenarios that I went through with the first album. I feel as though with the second album, you can hear that I learned my lessons, whether or not I've admitted to myself that I'm over someone, or I'm admitting now that I'm actually in love, or, little things like that. I think with the first album, I was questioning myself a lot. That's why you got songs like Lose Myself or Chasing Clouds. There were songs that kept me longing for something else. But I think with this album, I have titles that, are a bit more sure, like a bit more assertive and confident in a very sensual, seductive, as only, the music that I can create type of way. So, yeah, that's the difference.
Okay. Well, with the single just being dropped, do you have, like, a release date planned for the album?
I do. It'll be out at the end of the year.
Okay.
I have a 2013 date, so you'll get it before Christmas, I promise.
Yes. Okay. Well, do you have, like, a video planned? Did you all already record the video?
We're shooting the video next week, so I'll be doing the video next week. I'm very, very excited.
Okay. Can
Very
you give us
excited.
like a little insight of what the video might entail?
It's going to be sexy. I mean, it's just sexy song. Whether it's, you know, for me it was reflecting on everything that I made a mistake in that relationship with, whether I loved him or hated him when I loved him, and the feeling is mutual. So if I'm looking in a mirror and he's doing the same, think about it visually, and that's kind of where we're going with the video.
Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to it because, like, your videos are not the average videos. Like, when you hear the song, you think, like, the concept is going to be one way, but when you see the video, you take us to a whole different direction, which I appreciate. That lets us know that you're a true artist and you really
you have to be. Like, if you have the platform, I couldn't do basic R&B single 101.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to be able to insert face here, and it could have been anyone's video. I really want to make sure that when you see my videos, you know exactly what's going on. Or not. You know, there's twists and turns to the concepts, but, you know, I really want to make sure that people pay attention to that. As, you know, I have a responsibility as a musician to do a bit more than tell people to make up or break up.
Okay. Well, besides the album and the video that you're shooting next week, do you have any other projects that you're working on that you might want fans to know about?
I do. I have a tour coming up in October with two very, very special guests that I'm featuring with, so I'll be able to disclose more details for that. But in October, keep your calendars free because I'm coming to the city near you. And also, I'm in the Best Man Holiday, the sequel to The Best Man with Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs, Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, and that's in theaters Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So, you know, Terrence Howard. So, yeah, I'm absolutely excited for, you know, my first film I was ever in. Yes, I'm playing myself. I'm singing in the movie, but it's an absolutely phenomenal scene I get to be a part of. So I'm excited for that.
Okay. So you think you'll be doing any more acting?
Acting full, yes. Acting. I'm not sure, but I am gonna spend a lot of time in it, like, as I love to write. So I'll be behind the scenes as far as movies are concerned. So I'm very, very excited about that next move.
Call me crazy.